My name is Tiffany Johnson, and welcome to the Top Tier Childcare Podcast. After being in childcare for many years and having my own successful business, I want to show you what it takes to be top tier. So today we're going to talk about some things that we need to get back to. The small things or the big things that worked that we just completely stopped doing. So us getting back to, again, what works. Because I think a lot of times when we are in the hustle and bustle of things, we really forget certain things, really the basics of things. And we need to get back to the basics as we are growing and moving and shaking. So what are some things that you feel like we have stopped doing over time?
For me, it's the directors meeting.
Mm-hmm.
It was a huge part of the week. We had that one directors meeting that got to I opened it up to questions, any requests, all that kind of stuff. It held me accountable as to checking off I met this need for this director, I met that need, or she needs more, or the center needs X, Y, and Z. So that is a damper for me. Like I'm lost without doing those meetings now because I feel like I don't know anything. I don't know what directors need. I feel lost. And I think it also allowed the directors to stop and say, hey, let's converse with each other. Let's bounce ideas off each other. And it was a simple hour, but it impacted the whole run of the business.
And it's crazy because now that you say that, I'm really, because my woods are turning over here now. And it's kind of like, now that you are going through that part, I'm like, you know what? That might be why hell broke loose.
I think it did. I think that's why. Because they were used to me calling saying, hey, did y'all do X, Y, and Z? What questions do y'all have? What do y'all need help with? And that just once a week. And sometimes we had to do two, but it just gave them that moment to stop and they would look at their checklist and I would look at mine and they would say, oh, I didn't do this. Miss Toy, can I have more time to do this? Or I need help with X, Y, and Z. And I think
because we were trying to do so much and pick up the pieces from everybody and everything, because again, we were still in the center a little bit too much. So by us being in the center a little bit too much, I realized that we was wearing so many hats, and the hat that we should have been wearing, we wasn't wearing it.
Right.
So it's like you always say, well, Tiff, we got to get back to the office. We got to get back to the office because we still, first of all, it's so much stuff that happened, and I think it started going on so fast. So it was like, I don't know which way to go, and we end up being in survivor mode and just rolling with whatever we could roll with because it was so much going on at one time. I'm talking about between parents, teachers. Then we had that gossip drama,
and we were coming off summer camp, like we were at the back end of summer camp, trying to transition. It was a lot.
Yeah, it was too much going on at one time. And I think that's probably one of the reasons, because like I said, you was able to connect with them and let them know that, hey, I'm still here. What do you need? Right. Because even the conversation we had with one of the directors the other day when we went over there, I was like, listen, tell me.
Yep.
Because at this point, I'm confused. And she was like, Tiffany, I'm not going to lie. She was like, it is a lot. And I'm like, okay, well, talk to me. Like, tell me what is it that's a lot, so I can help break down the equation. Because right now, the math ain't mathing, and I'm so confused as to what in the world is going on. And it gave me a better insight about what was going on, so I can say, you know what, let me do this a little bit different. Now I'm tired as I'll get out, but let me see how we can revamp this, but not having those calls for them to, before they got to the point, to that part, it was like we could have stopped the train from derailing before it derailed.
Because a lot of times when we were on the calls, they would say, I have this issue with staffing or during breaks. And then another director would pop in and say, well, why don't you do X, Y, and Z? And they'd be like, oh, you know what? That'll work. So I think that is, now that I'm thinking about it, you are absolutely right. Because it gave them that avenue to answer those questions like, what is going on? What is the issue? And bringing it to the table. And we worked it out. We moved on to the next task the next week. Because every week, in childcare, it changed every day.
Every 2 hours.
You're right. Every 2 hours. So a weekly meeting, they could handle things, they can get it done, and that was it.
And I think another thing that she was talking about was like supplies. She was like,
Mhm.
Tiffany, we don't know when we're gonna get supplies. And I'm like, you're right. And you know why y'all don't know now?
Mhm.
Because the person who do the supplies is in a class
Right.
or
Yep.
on the bus
Mhm.
or putting out fires or do you understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So I was like, yes, I see exactly where you're coming from wholeheartedly, but we got to get back to what works.
Yep.
We got to get back to the basics. And the basics is even with us going in and getting one of the centers, I was like, we got to start from the bottom. And the
Yep.
bottom is I need to make sure before this center reopens that it is set up for success. So you don't have no excuse
Mhm.
as to why this is happening, why this is this way. You're not coming in behind anybody because I closed the center on purpose for us to revamp,
Yeah.
get everything cleaned out. We didn't put so much stuff in the
Yeah.
dumpster. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
So I can set you up. It's just going back to the basics of what we
Right.
used to do. Now, I think that we need to have balance with that. That's the only thing that I do know
Yeah,
we
we like
do.
that. We
We
definitely do.
got to get back to the balance of
Because
things.
when we get in like
Yeah.
we are devoted to, like, if we have office stuff, we put that on the side. And if we walk in the building and we see something needs to be done, we in it. Like,
Mhm.
we in it. And so we need to balance, like, is this something that needs to be addressed right now?
Mhm.
Or can we come back to it?
Mhm.
And I think that'll kind of smooth things out.
Mhm. And one thing I've learned when I came back from vacation because I finally was able to take one, is that Tiffany, it's okay not to get everything done in one day. Because I would, we'll get up early in the morning, we'll run, and then when we get home, we still running.
Yep.
We still on the phone till 11, 12, 1 o'clock in the morning trying to figure it out. And I'm like, you know what? You cannot make good decisions on empty.
Nope.
And I, by being on vacation, I realized that I'm like, Tiffany, the reason why you are failing or you have dropped the ball in so many areas over the last year and a half is because you was making decisions on E.
Yeah.
You can't make good decisions on E. So you got to
Absolutely
get back
not.
to what works. And
Yeah.
what was working previously is we having balance.
Balance. Yep.
Of, you know what? My goal is to do this, and this today.
Mhm.
If I get 25% of it done today,
Yep.
it's good with me.
Right.
Because I am not going home and working myself till 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. I ain't gonna say I ain't gonna never do it. Because I'll be telling you a lie.
She would. I mean, oh my God.
But am I gonna do it every single night?
No.
I'm not doing it no more.
You can't. Because when we dedicate so much, when we had a balance, we had a day for the office, we had a day to take care of like errands and stuff personally, and then we had the rest of the week to do the school. But now that it's just school, office stuff has like took a nosedive, and then that opened up doors for other things. So with that balance of I'm gonna set this day for this day for that, I think we could have kept the train on the tracks a little better.
Yeah.
But like you said, we was in survival mode. We just saw a need and we was like, Toya, we gotta be here, we gotta be there, and we dove in, not thinking about balance at all.
And I think for me, I started to, when it comes to balance, I've never had to balance 2 different companies.
Oh yeah.
So it was new to me. And I made a lot of mistakes. Because we are, of course, had the schools and then we kept growing the schools. And then, we started top tier and top tier started to grow.
Kept growing.
And it kept growing and it's still growing. And I'm like, oh Lord.
Yep.
It's one me. And I did not know how to set that balance, to be able to, do both.
Right.
And not only that, not just do both, but do both and they're both are growing.
Yeah.
It's not like, oh, we doing SBS stuff and we got these 3 schools, so we here. The train stop here. All we have to do is maintain it. No. we're maintaining and growing, or hey, I have these clients and we're going to stop right here for the next 3 months and we're just going to be here. So all we got to do is maintain it. That's not the case.
Nope.
It wasn't the case. But one
I
thing,
don't think it ever will be the case.
oh yes, it's going to be the case because I did good because I did not take no top tier clients at all. July and August.
I love you, but
I didn't take none.
I know you didn't take any, but I know that you got some in your pocket somewhere.
I do, but they on ice because I need balance, and I cannot be every place. Like the last client that we had, I probably gonna end up having to go back and apologize to her, because I seen myself at the end like be very impatient, and it's like I'm tired. And she didn't know I was tired.
Right.
But I was at my wit's end with everything that we had going on, plus the clients. And even with me finding other ways to set boundaries. That was another thing that I needed to get back to what works. I had to set boundaries. Like if for my, top tier clients, you got 3 months
right
to finish this task. Okay. After that, I don't know what to tell you. You have to get in where you fit in. Because I cannot, this cannot be a long, drawn out 2-year situation.
Which we have allowed it to draw out. And I think that is where we got burnt out and started just going on a whim with a lot of stuff.
Right.
Because we were all over the place because things that we had planned that would be 10 minutes. The things that we have planned that would be like a 10-minute job now is 5 years later, we still on this one thing.
Yeah, we still on this one thing. And I think even with us going back to the basics with even with staff, it's like, okay, especially the hiring process. We'll tell somebody you need health assessment, TB, proof of education, all these great, wonderful things. But we also realize it take them 30 days just to, ma'am, do you want a job or not?
Yeah.
Because I need to know, am I hiring you or somebody else?
Right.
So it's just like really just setting those boundaries and being strict with those boundaries so they'll know, okay, listen, this is what it is.
Yeah.
So setting boundaries for sure would be very, helpful, and also having balance, would be really, really good as well. Just for us to get back to the basics.
And that's just basic stuff. Like even with allowing people to come in and help us with our team, like when we brought in Mr. Tony to pick up the maintenance part, that was a balance that took stuff off of the plate that allowed us to be able to do other things. But because we were all over the place, we doing maintenance here and maintenance there, and we're here and we're there and we're doing curriculum. Some things once you have to let go sometimes and bring people in. And that's one thing we talked about before is asking for help. And we stopped at one point. Like we were just weighing it all on our shoulders on our own instead of just saying, hey, And then we had to realize our maintenance list is this long. We can't do this. We can't do it.
And Mr. Tony was like, y'all was doing this by yourself? Yeah. Who was doing all this by? He was like, ain't no way. I'm like, yes.
Yeah.
But I don't even think we realized how much of a burden it was on us until he took over.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh yeah, call him. Don't call us.
Yeah, don't call us.
I don't care what's falling. Call the man with the plan.
Yes, call Mr. Tony. Send that email to Mr. Tony.
Yeah,
Make sure you CC him on that.
Don't send me nothing.
Don't send it to me.
Because I ain't got to deal with
it. I'm not doing it.
Just and delegating. That's us going back to what worked.
Yep.
That's what worked. Like delegating is what worked. Just a lot of those things that I think life in general has us on go so much that the small things go by the wayside. So those are the things that really worked. That we just
stopped using them.
We just stopped using them. We stopped meeting. We stopped really, I just feel like we had stopped holding people accountable as well.
Oh yeah,
because we definitely had stopped doing that.
And we just jumped in and we just did it ourselves.
Yeah, we stopped following up. We stopped, asking questions. Like it's a lot of those things. Having a balance. Like we really just stopped doing what we knew worked.
And like you said, I think it's because we were in survival mode, and I know you and I tend to feel. I know for me that I'm going to only ask you about 2 times to get something done. And when you don't get it done, it's too much hanging on the balance. So I'm going to get in and do it. So at that point, we were just like, I'm going to get in and do it. I'm tired of talking. I'm tired of saying X, Y, and Z. Even after, you know, doing trainings, professional development, we just got in and just did it. And we just lost everything.
Yeah.
We lost not lost everything physically, but far as our balance and being in one and just being able to get stuff that we needed to get done. And we lost ourselves, to be honest, because our schedules went out the window. What we needed to get done went out the window because we were just focused on getting everything back on track.
And I think that one thing I really, really, really want to get back to is I really can't be tipped like I want to. I try to be Tiffany after the water, not before the water. But it's certain things that I think that, you know, they need a little bit of tip sometimes.
Oh, God.
I really, really do think that. Because it's like, okay, the nice not saying, Tiffany, it's not working.
Have you watched those gentle parenting videos? Gentle Tiffany ain't working.
Yeah.
With some people, and you got to just know the culture of your business too. Like some people you can go to and be like, hey, I need you to do X, Y, and Z.
Right.
Like Miss Teresa, you have to go with her with a, you know,
soft approach.
And she, yes, ma'am, I get it done. But then we got some, you gotta use some ungodly words to get their attention. I done told you this 5 times.
Like, why am I still talking?
Why I'm still telling you to move that shelf?
And it's crazy. You know the one thing that really gets on my out of all the things, because also we even talked about it, like getting back to the basics. It's like their checklist and stuff. Like, you know, getting back to that and making sure that the directors are checking their checklist. But the thing that drives me insane more than anything, I do not know how people clean up their house. Because the way they clean up them classrooms, why are we listen, y'all, I'm still talking about cleaning up 8 years later. Why am I still talking about cleaning up 8 years? There is no way that every year we're talking about putting the toys back in the bin that is labeled. If the bin says trucks, then trucks should be in the bin, not trucks of blocks and people.
But this is a whole nother podcast because remember we talked about people not cleaning based on our standards. So they might not have the cleaning standards.
Who raised them?
Maybe people who don't clean. Like I told you about Madison, my daughter. I was like, Madison, we're running late. You can't make up your bed this morning. She would have looked at me like, oh yeah, I'm about to make this bed up. I'm not leaving my bed like that. So people may not, you know, because, you know, on other days, y'all better make that bed up. Don't leave the house a mess. Because I was always taught, you don't know how you coming back.
Right. Or you don't know who got to visit you. You don't know who got to bring you home. So,
I mean, they might need a little bit of tip before the water sometimes.
Just know we would never have a potluck. Just know that. We will never have a potluck. Because if what I see, you're telling me this is clean, I am questioning a lot of things.
Yeah.
Like your hygiene.
Yeah.
Your kitchen.
Yeah.
Your bathroom at home. Because there is no way you're trying to tell me that this is clean. So that's why we got to get back to the basics. Yeah. At this point, I need to show you how to. I done did that. I
was about to say we just did it at professional development because we left remember you left the classroom nasty. So
they knew how to clean up, and that still ain't work.
No, I'm telling you, some of them need that little.
Cause I'm like, and I thought that would work. I really thought that me leaving the classrooms a mess. For us to come in professional development day and teach them how to, and I thought that would work. They went back to work some of them went back to work the next day, and it was like, okay,
yeah, I
done showed you, I done told you, I done guided you, I done gave you an example, I told you what to look for, and you still.
Yep.
What about the one that vacuum that so would have tried to half sweep the floor and then we tried to vacuum the floor?
Yeah.
On top of that, and the floor was still nasty, and
nasty.
I still went in after she swept and vacuumed the floor, and I still swept the floor and still found stuff all over the place. There is no way. Lord, forgive me, Lord. I question a lot, but just to get back to the basics, like I said, and going back to what works. The cleaner checklist, they worked. They worked, so we knew that they were cleaning up the classrooms the right way. Just a lot. Most of the stuff is really simple things, but the simple things actually helps with the foundation of the business,
right,
and helps with the foundation of the building overall to make sure that we are good to go.
Right.
Okay. So one last question. So what you feel like we can do to keep those old things in check so we can continue to work and grow, but make sure that we don't grow and drop the ball with those small things, with those checklists and all those kind of good things?
It would have to be us going back to our balance, because then we'll be able to say, hey, did y'all complete your checklist? Did y'all complete that classroom management checklist? Because we have checklists for everything, for everything from opening the building to closing to the building, making sure the buses are done. So with us getting back to our balance, we can go back in the office and say, hey, we didn't get a checklist from one of our centers. Where's your stuff? So we have to definitely go back to that basic of us spending time and putting a time limit on different things that we do. Because when we just are out there just dedicating all our time to one thing, we're gonna everything else is falling by the wayside.
And we have seen that all year.
Oh yeah.
This year has been a rough year, but a year that we have. I know for sure. I have learned so much in this year that I'm like, the second half of the year is gonna be. Yeah. It's all up. It's gonna be smooth.
It's gonna be smooth.
So I am enjoying the fact that we're now going back to what works and going back to the basic things, so we'll know, okay, we off track a little bit, and we can kind of sense ourselves, like I said, derailing, and me and you bouncing off of each other to make sure that we stay on track. So I think let's get back to the basics, because we got it.
To the basics we go.
Thank you for joining us for this episode of the Top Tier Childcare Podcast. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. And if you have any questions, you may email us at info@btoptier.org.